Hello everybody and welcome back to Guys on Gaffr, and it's the international break, so we thought we would return and record. So my name is Joel, Abhishek and David are with me. Before I ask you how you are, just to mention that we are recording 2 episodes tonight, so this is the Championship one. There is a separate Super League one that will be up as well, so if you're playing the Super League game also, do check that out. But as we get into what's happened in the first 4 game weeks of the Championship, first of all, Abhishek and David, how are you guys doing?
I'm a bit tired, to be honest, but that's because I've just started my master's degree like part time, so it's the first week where I've gone to Oslo, and every day I'm like having studies from 9 to 4, half past 3, and then going back. So it's been since it's just 2 weeks per semester. It's like super intense when you just are there and then you go back and read for yourself. But like, it's been fun though. Like the things I've been reading to like prepare is making a bit sense, and I've gotten some new friends and acquaintances. So yeah, it's been better than I thought. It's been nice.
Good, yeah. It sounds like you're taking on a lot this year, but glad it's started well.
Yeah, sure.
Abhishek, how's things with you?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit under the weather due to the sudden seasonal changes, because I think it starts from the rain to coming to the what season, I don't know, but it started to be a bit hot, a bit cold, so just under the weather due to that. Not happy in terms of my teams playing football, because what a disaster on Sunday. It still hurts.
United's still bad.
It still hurts. So moving on, in terms of fantasy, had a decent start in every game that I have been playing this season. So yeah, a really decent one. Got a good few returns. Got onto the right side of few returns, so which was nice. So hopefully can continue throughout the season and finish in a reasonable position after this last season debacle in every game that I played. So hopefully season might be a different one.
I feel like I would like taking your place in like making weird decisions and doing badly. We'll get to that, but like
more on that later.
It's been a disaster sometimes, especially in Super League. So stay tuned for that. Don't.
Yeah, I'm good. I've just come back from a long weekend in Paris to go to the Paralympics, which has been really cool. It's really good. Went to 3.5, I guess, sessions, I'd call it. It was supposed to just be 3, so went to athletics on Friday night, badminton Saturday, swimming on Sunday. The swimming was great because 4 Great Britain golds were won in that one session, which was really, really good. And then the other half is I really wanted to go and visit Roland Garros as a big tennis fan. So I went along for a few hours before the badminton on Saturday and sat on Philippe Chatrier court, watched a couple of the wheelchair tennis matches, which was really, really good as well. A great place to visit where, Rafa Nadal has won his 14 titles there, I think it is. So that was really good, but paying the price this week, I'm quite tired at the moment. But yeah, so that's been really good. And let's get into things. So we'll go through kind of how the start of our season's been and our game week 4 scores, and then we're going to just go. I'm just going to go kind of through the table and just pick out particular teams, and we'll talk about kind of learnings that we've made. We're not going to go through anywhere near every team because that would be too much to talk about, and not all of them are relevant fantasy wise, but that's, I guess, the kind of theme of this episode is the learnings from the first 4 game weeks of the season, given all of our preseason thoughts often can get ripped up, and we can spot things that we couldn't have spotted in preseason. So yeah, we'll go through all that shortly. Right, we've just missed a segment of 5 or so minutes because I wasn't recording when I thought I was, David, would you like to tell us for the second time how you got on in game week 4?
Sure. Yeah, game week 4. All right. Okay enough. But got Joseph captain, so that was a good one. Foster got a goals finally. Actually, I didn't notice this the first time, but Torp got 2 bonus points and 4 points in total, so that's nice. That's more than Hamer, so take that. And Burrows was good. But yeah, main thing that's been like the big thing in my season so far was the away days last game week. That was accidentally activated because I thought I was in the Super League site, but I was actually in the EFL site. But yeah, but it worked out okay actually. I got some hauls from Hazard, Doughty, Burrows, Whitaker, and Joseph. So I got the game week rank on 41 and 94 points. I didn't say it last time, so maybe it was good.
Yeah. So it wasn't a wasted boost.
No, for sure. And we also talked about it. Maybe it could be a good thing because you said, Abhishek, that some of the weeks that people are planning on playing it, the good teams face each other. So maybe it could be a good thing after all. So yeah, I don't know if I talked about any more than that, but yeah, that was the quick speed run version of the 5 minutes we just talked.
Noticeably briefer than the first iteration, but that's okay because we want to get through this. Right, okay, here's my team. I had a bit of a stinker, just 40 points in game week 4 after feeling quite good after game week 3, but I brought in Adebayo. That was my big thing. I had to bring in someone for Latte Lath, having seen he wasn't going to start. In the end, he did end up staying at Middlesbrough, despite whatever that transfer window debacle was on Friday. I don't really know.
Lots of rumors, basically, I think, and it didn't happen. So they just took precautions in case he got the move really late on.
Yeah, so he did get benched, but yeah, it didn't work out. It's between Adebayo and Maja, which obviously hasn't looked like the right decision at the moment because of Maja's 9-pointer. But the reasons I went for Adebayo is strong underlying numbers, despite the fact that they have played Burnley and in one of the other games spent 60 minutes with 10 men. So I thought that was quite encouraging with the fixtures improving. And he's also missed 7 big chances this season and scored no goals. I'm like, surely that's going to change at some point. But at the moment, it's not looking good. The other reason I wanted him was Plymouth away in game week 7 when I will be playing my away days. I really want him for that as well as the upcoming good fixture. So hopefully he'll come good in time. But at the moment, it's not paid off. And yeah, I've got some problems like Whitaker. I want to get rid of him soon. I think Azaz is a key 50-50 that's not gone well there at the same price. And not having Joseph hasn't gone great. Kiefer Moore obviously missing a pen, so he could have done a lot better than he has done so far. But Joseph is looking like a great asset who I'm probably not going to be able to get into game week 8 because of away days. Engel is also an issue. So yeah, issues to fix. But thankfully the transfer window is now closed and there won't be those issues of people leaving and them having to take up the transfers instead. So overranked down to 830th after that poor game week, but with no booster played yet, hopefully things will get better. Abhishek.
It's been a slow and steady start for me. I guess in every game that I play it's been like that, so not too much bothered with that. The good thing is that I have 3 boosts intact, whereas people have played 1 or 2 boosts already. So, so I have the upper hand. On that, and also this season I started with all my players didn't leave. So finally, I got my full squad right after 14 weeks. None of the players have left, so
that's a bit of an achievement in itself, actually. How did he do that?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So in terms of this week, I scored 53 points. Not happy with the Latilat situation because I thought he will not play. Otherwise, I'm getting up the Brannigan points for 8. But then I just watched the score lines of the championship one and saw that Latilat came on and said no. Brannigan points I did not get. But yeah, apart from that, I took a punt on captaining Dembele. Thought QPR was having a decent run in terms of Dembele was doing, in terms of what QPR was doing, and he was getting back-to-back man of the match performances he has put up in the championship. So I was thinking
I
they
must
are at
say,
home.
captaining him against away to Luton is very bold.
Yeah, I mean, my obvious captain choice was Latalat, and the moment that happened, I thought, let's take a point from that. Either way,
Sure
I
is a
have
pun.
enough players there to, I mean, set money help me to overcome that, if anything. And from the looks of from the two games on the highlights that seen from him, I mean, he looked really promising. He will be a really
Yeah,
good player for
yeah, good pick.
QPR. It's just that
Hmm.
he had an off day like
Mm.
that. Probably Frey also missed a couple of chances, half chances, I may say, of him. Otherwise, he would have gotten 2 assists for it. So, yeah, in terms of scoring, I think the main scorers were Firpo and Burrows due to the full clean sheets and bonus points. And I think one assist. Firpo got an assist as well. Uh, Luton players are disappointment as of right now. Then something needs to change there. I think hopefully the international break will help them gel much quicker than they needed to be, because they are too good of a team to be languishing at the bottom or with 1 points after 4 games. So hopefully they can improve. The other players, I think, were Chuck Vedadze with 4 points, Morris with 4 points, Whitaker finally got a goal, so 5 points. Cummings, my he got 5 points as well, safe points, a lot of, and rest got two, one Leatherhead got one, and Armstrong got one, I think. So yeah, I mean, not too happy about it, but not too sad about it as well. The team looks okay. Some certain players are needed to be brought in, especially considering the likes of Hull City, from players from Hull City, Leeds need some cover up, especially in attack. Now that I know who will be playing for Leeds in attack, I need some attackers of Leeds probably. So yeah, I mean, 53 points. Happy with the overall performance. I think in over wise, ranking wise, I am 1.4k at the moment. Not too bad. I have my all my boosts intact, so a lot of catching up can be done as the season progresses. So yeah, happy with that.
Good stuff. Right, let's get into some learnings then from the four game week so far. So we're going to start with Sunderland, who potentially quite surprisingly are top of the table after 4 games. 10 goals scored, 1 goal conceded. I don't think any of us saw that coming. Even the departure of Jack Clark doesn't seem to have negatively impacted them too much. They've beaten Burnley and Portsmouth in that time since, with Mundell coming in and has already got 2 goals on the left wing instead of Jack Clark. And it seems they have a functioning striker as well in Mayenda, who has already notched 2 goals and 2 assists, which
It was
is,
due a long time.
yeah, it's been a big problem for Sunderland. They've obviously been relying on the likes of Clark too much, and now it looks like they do finally have a striker who is good for this level. So what do you make of Sunderland? Because I think they're a team that, aside from Jack Clark, nobody really looked at that much. But right now, they're looking very, very good indeed.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised actually. I hadn't seen that coming at all, but like I was more down to me thinking that the other teams would do better, but like compared to them. But especially like losing Clark, I thought I would like massively negatively impact them, but it doesn't seem like it. But I think what they've been missing, as you said, like they needed a striker. They've that scoring or doing anything, because they've. I think it started like when they lost Ross Stewart, like how they like have to find someone to replace him, but they really didn't until seemingly now, though, I guess. But yeah, that's a big thing for them. So that's probably why they're doing so well, because they finally like had like one puzzle piece like click in place.
Yeah, I mean, Mundell is 5.5 and Mayenda is 6.1, so they are, potentially putting themselves forward as good budget options. The only thing I would kind of caveat that with is budget isn't really much of an issue at the moment, because we've lost like the expensive midfielders like Somerville and Clark. So our highest priced midfielder is 9, and the premium strikers aren't really seeming to justify that price point at the moment. That may change, but the need for these budget assets isn't necessarily there at the moment. So it's a case of assessing whether they will continue to do as well as they are. What are your thoughts on Sunderland, Abhishek?
I think out of all the new managers that have come, I think I have very much liked the way Sunderland managers has managed his team with the resources he has, because he knew he didn't have a lot of strikers in that. He knew Jack Clark will be going, but it didn't affect their morale in the first 4 games. Surely, in the Cardiff game, in the first game of the season, he was. We can see that the players were trying out what system he was trying to play with. They haven't played that system in a long time, so that was the players were feeling out. But after those games, they have looked really decent team on the eye. They have been attacking side. They have a really decent amount of attackings. They've signed good young players that are hungry, that are playing for the club, that are playing for the. They didn't have to listen to the noise that are going outside, that where the fans were disappointed with the owners. They're not signing anyone, they have been doing the job really well. The defense have been solid. The likes of Sirkin, the likes of O'Neill has been really good for them, scoring goals, keeping clean sheets on it. So they're helping their team in either side of the ball. They finally have got their striker man who can score goals. They have also signed somebody on loan who is also on a decent number 9. So hopefully the goals will keep on flowing. And I think Patrick Roberts, we are seeing a different Patrick Roberts. We have seen Patrick Roberts for the past few seasons. He hasn't been he was injured, granted, for couple of seasons earlier, but he hasn't been up to that mark that meant he was showing for the. I think he came from Man City, right? He was playing. I think he was from there. So the good talent he was at there. Certainly, he's showing at the moment in Sunderland. So that's a good sign. And they haven't missed Jack Clark's that much, because all the goals that Sunderland have scored, I think Clark hasn't scored only one I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10 goals.
10 goals. Yeah. Clark only scored 1. So that shows you that he has the new manager has put a belief in the team that he's our talisman, but everyone has to step up to the plate to earn a victory for their clubs. So hopefully we can see more good things in the matches to come.
Yeah, and albeit this is with a very small sample size and can be very fixture dependent at this stage, but they are very much the best defence in the league so far. I do think though that obviously Luke O'Nine's, I think he's the highest scoring defender in Gaffr so far. He's got 2 goals and an assist. He's only 5.2. I think that does make him a great option, but I do think the 2 goals and assist is certainly unsustainable for someone who's essentially playing centre back. I don't think there's been any system and formation related reasons to believe that that's not the case. I've not actually seen them live yet, so but Luke O'Nine you wouldn't think would keep up those attacking returns, but obviously he is 0.5 cheaper than Sirkin, who has got a goal and an assist and is probably more likely to do well from an attacking returns standpoint. So I think Sirkin would probably be my defensive pick of the two, assuming you have the budget. If you don't have the budget, then 5.2 is really good value for a 9 if they can continue with this defensive form. They have Burnley aside, where they do keep a clean sheet. The other fixtures have been fairly kind against attacks that have kind of flattered to deceive at times. So that they may not remain the strongest defence in the league for long, but certainly a very, very positive start for Sunderland, and we'll see if they can keep it up and really mount a push towards the top end of the table. Another team that started really, really well, where there were perhaps some doubts in terms of how they do this season, is West Brom. They sit second in the table on 10 points, having won 3 of their 4 games. And an emergence of Josh Madger in the absence of Brandon Thomas Asante, who went to Coventry. DK is always injured as well. And so it is Josh Madger who has stepped up to the plate, who I don't think anyone really saw coming before Game Week 1. Obviously started off with a hat-trick in that first game against QPR and has done really well since. What are your guys' thoughts on West Brom so far?
I mean, I was talking. We were talking about in our group chat as well. What West Brom needed really. I mean, with the transfer rumor, with fellows, with Ipswich Town circling around him, it's good that they have kept hold of him for at least this season, hopefully, and seasons to come. But they really needed another number 9. I mean, Josh Maja is doing well, but they don't have DK services as they would have liked when they were paying that one. Carlin Grant also is there, but he's not a number 9 of sorts. So they really needed a number 9, but it's always hard to do when you don't have that much of budget due to various financial fair play systems that have been started from this season. So all the championship teams are being tied up in terms of financial resources. So that's why they can't do any decent deals for their number 9, but they need a number 9. Hopefully in the future future transfer windows they can solve it. That good thing is that they have Diangana back, so they signed Johnston, who did them really good at the back end of the season last year, since coming in January. So he has signed for full from Celtic on a permanent deal. So and fellows, so they have really good. Swift is also doing decent well. Jed Wallace is also there. So yeah, I think all the other suspects are there. So hopefully they can continue to perform. And the manager Carlos Cobrani is a decent manager, so he will make this team a fighting team, a playoff team once again. But whether they can do it, they can go a bit further. It remains to be seen. But yeah, I think all good signs are there for a successful season for West Brom.
Absolutely. Have you got anything to add, David, on West Brom?
No, I don't think so. It looks promising. I'm just like a bit interested in Swift and Wallace because they are so cheap. Like, are they picks again? Have we been so used to like them being like 10, 11 million always, but like they are so cheap now.
Tom Fellows is where it's at, mate.
I think this time around, Wallace and Swift aren't going to be the picks from West Brom. I think Fellows, Johnston, Diangana, when he starts to get minutes up his legs, Maja, these 4 are ahead of them as of now. Hell, even Furlong and I think the left back that they have signed, I think
Hegem.
Yeah, Hegem. They are also ahead than these 2. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Leeds have had a slightly shaky start with their first 2 games, a 3-3 draw with Portsmouth and then a 0-0 draw against West Brom, but have since had a couple of convincing 2-0 wins against Sheffield Wednesday and Hull. And I think one of the big question marks going into Game Week 1 was Joseph, and whether he was going to be secure as their starting striker, and it would appear that is the case now. They have signed Manuel Solomon, who did start actually at the weekend, but alongside Joseph rather than instead of. Leeds, I think, feel like we kind of know what they're about, but do you expect that they're going to kind of continue to kick on now those kind of first few games are out the way, and do you kind of expect that some of their assets are going to become really quite essential at this point?
I would think so, like, because the reason we wasn't as sure about them was there were so many players that was like leaving basically. But now we know a bit more about who's going to stay and the transfer windows out. Like, I think it would be easier to pick from them now, just because we've seen them play a bit, and especially Joseph is so cheap. But like, yeah, and also with Dan James being injured, so see even less. But I can't remember. Did they sign anyone more than Solomon? Because there was so many signings on deadline day. Habsik had like a big roundup, and that was very good. But like I can't remember. you can talk about those transfers if they are like fancy assets as well. But like I can't remember if Leeds signed anyone.
I'm not sure. I feel like there was someone, but I can't remember who it was. So I'm not sure.
Hold on, let me.
This Ramazani guy. This Ramazani.
Yeah, they signed Ramazani, and on the
that name.
deadline day they signed Tanaka. He's another midfield option for them from Düsseldorf, but I don't know whether his main position. Hold on, where he plays. I mean, he's a central midfield, so he's a replacement for who they sold from central midfield.
Great.
The Finnish guy, Kamara.
Oh, Kamara, yeah.
Kamara and Green. So he's a replacement for that. So I think the likes of Ramazani and Solomon remains to be seen which position they play once Dan James is fit. Because if Joseph is starting at centre forward, then behind him, who starts? Because I don't think Gnonto, as good as he is, his position is on the right. He's not a number 10.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen the position of Somerville and Rutter, who they fill. Whether it's Solomon, whether it's James, whether it's Ramazani. These three remain, apart from Joseph and Gnonto, I think the position of these three is important before I start investing on these three. But as of right now, I think, Ramazani sticks out because he's an older United boy. He played for us in the under 19s and 18s and 21s, I think. So he's a decent one. And Solomon, we all saw what he can do at the Spurs. So those are signs, but it remains to be seen how they gel together and how they play together.
There's also Aronson, who started in the 10 the last couple of games as well, and he is potentially a really good option at 7.5. I think it's a big question mark. I still feel like maybe the first choice is going to be James Gnonto Aronson, but it's very much monitoring now. What are their minutes like? Are they going to often be coming off at 60 for the likes of Solomon, for example? And what's the rotation risk like in terms of midweeks? Obviously, we haven't had any midweek rounds yet, so there's still a few unknowns. I feel like with Leeds midfield, but obviously they're such a good side that if you can get the right one, you could be winning.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be a big of an issue for in terms of who gets the whole full 90 minutes from Leeds, because they have Pirou and Bamford sitting on the bench and they're out of favor at the moment, and Joseph is in favor of Fark. If Joseph gets subbed off after 65 minutes and Pirou and Bamford comes on, then it doesn't matter whether Leeds is up 4 goals. If he doesn't score anyone and he comes out after 65 minutes, it doesn't looking good. It is not looking good for us owners. So it remains to be seen what are the numbers, as Joel mentioned, what are the numbers for all these 7 players from the Leeds attack. Then we can finally can say that let's go with this. But as of right now, I think Firpo and Bogle remains to be the 2 options.
Yeah.
Apart from Gnonto in terms of minutes. And
I feel like the big thing was like at the start of the season we picked Joseph. Many people picked Joseph because it was so cheap, and then we had like other players that we would need budget for, which have now gone. So the big draw from Joseph now isn't his price anymore. I think you have to compare him to the other players that could be more expensive from Leeds, but like I feel like the playing field fantasy wise is like more even, because you can just now pick the one that is the best regardless of price, basically.
Yeah.
So you don't need to hold on to Joseph because he's the budget pick from Leeds by any means. You just have to pick the right one.
But at the moment, he's possibly their best pick. Though. Yeah, he possibly is their best pick as well, even taking price out of it. Yeah.
But yeah.
lots to think about with Leeds definitely in that midfield as well. Burnley are a weird team still. I think the end of the transfer window almost means a bit of a reset, and we need to again assess them for a few more weeks before we kind of work out what the deal is with them, because they've sold players like Coutinho, Odobert. They started with Koleosho and Anthony as their wingers this time around. Foster seems to be the guy that they're starting at the top, and also after a really impressive first couple of games where they absolutely smashed Cardiff and Luton, they then lost to Sunderland and failed to beat Blackburn despite having half an hour being up against 10 men. So the jury is still out on Burnley. Any thoughts on them?
I was sure my table prediction were ruined because I saw the first 2 games, and then it was a bit more promising after. But yeah, I looking at the team they had versus the one they had now is not that surprising, but still they have a big squad, so they just need to figure it out compared to other teams that have lost big players. But yeah, I'm not sure. I thought they would use Weghorst, but he just went to Ajax. So
yeah.
I mean, one thing is for certain: the current players that they're playing in the midfield, apart from Lyle Foster, I don't know who starts because they've signed Sarmiento, they've signed Fleming, they've signed Josh Laurent. Is Josh Laurent right? He signed Josh Laurent. He signed Jadon Anthony. So he has signed 4 attacking players. So I don't know how. Who is the captain now? Brownhill fits in at Burnley because Fleming will start surely. Anthony will start surely. Sarmiento should be behind Lyle Foster if we are going on a 4-2-3-1 formation. So yeah, it remains to likewise as I said with Leeds, it remains to be seen how they get the minutes, how long, who starts for the longest. Then we can say that go for it. And I think from Burnley as well, and Connor Roberts starts. I think he is not that decent of a pick, but he should be now, because I think they haven't signed any right back. So Connor Roberts and Perez, the left back.
Yeah.
With Vitinho gone now, I think Roberts' position is seemingly safe. Perez from the left back.
Well, who plays didn't Vitinho play on the wing?
Yeah.
Who plays there now?
Yeah, he played on the wing, but
Anthony played there at the weekend, right wing, so maybe it'll be him.
Yeah.
That's what Football says. So yeah.
What we're talking about with this team we're talking about now, because they're so uncertain, you will say to basically every one of them, just have to wait and see. But are the fixtures good even though they are uncertain? Because I feel when I just looked at it quickly, I felt like there was a very good matchups for them. So in fantasy terms, is it a bad thing that we are a bit hesitant because we can lose out of big points because we're just we don't know? Are there some players that aren't 100% but 70 that we could punt on?
I think there's an opportunity here, David. Yeah, so they've got Leeds away in the next game, and then they run into Portsmouth, Oxford United, Plymouth, Preston, Sheffield Wednesday. So maybe there is an argument to try and get ahead of the curve after this Leeds game. Use this extra week of information. One I'm maybe looking at here is maybe Jadon Anthony. So if Anthony starts this next game, looks good again, maybe he could be the one. I think you've made a good point in terms of you get top ranks in fantasy games by getting ahead of the curve and maybe taking a risk or two before everyone else jumps on.
I think Gaffr is a game that it's very easy to be risk averse because you have so few options, and you feel like you have to pick the right ones every time because there's so many uncertainties compared to Fantasy Premier League, for example. But with these new players that no one has, you have big opportunities to get big points, and if you don't, who else is going to set
and that template sets really quickly, so now's the time to make those moves before the template gets set.
Yeah. Seeing Fleming coming in, that was a big thing for me because he's a good player.
Yeah, I think as Joel mentioned, Anthony seems to be the obvious pick because I think last time Scott Parker was in the championship, I think it was with Bournemouth. Uh, Last time I think, and
Yes.
Anthony was there as well. So he seems to be the more nailed option from Burnley. Apart from the two that I mentioned, but don't look away from the likes of Fleming and Serbian too, because those two can be decent option as well. And as we have seen in the first two games for Burnley, the wingers will prove a lot of teams problems, will cause a lot of team problems, and they will score a lot of goals if they are to be that free flowing team that we seen in the first two games. So yeah, I think getting on the good side of the getting ahead of the curve with the Burnley attackers of players in general remains to be seen. I think.
Yeah. And one more thing to add, Josh Brownhill has played every single minute so far, so you may think he could be a good option. I'm not convinced. He has scored 2 goals, but his other underlying numbers aren't really great. He hasn't had a single key pass, which is obviously important for our midfielders for our bonus chances and our assists. So
Yeah,
for
as I
me, he's
said,
not the one, but
whether
he's
he
got the minutes.
starts or not, it remains to be seen.
Nobody's got no. What I'm
He's the
saying is he
captain.
has got the minutes. He just hasn't got the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could we like go for it even this week, or is Leeds too strong of an opponent for them?
I wouldn't be bringing any in this week for Leeds.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is the week to see which player gets the nod
All
and
right. All
how
right.
they play, how they settle, because all they have new attacking players, and all
Cool.
the players that have started have left. So yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
Where to next? Sheffield United have a number of good options, but I feel like there's more to come from them. Hamer has had a haul, but I guess the defence is where things look quite good. Like Burrows has also done quite well. What are your thoughts on Sheffield United
okay.
so far?
Let me stop you 1 second. Did Kifamo miss a penalty this weekend?
Yes,
Okay, move on.
annoyingly, as I own him.
Yeah, no, I don't own him, but yeah, a lot of people were annoyed because Kifamo missed a pen, and I probably missed all the action, so that's why I was
Yeah.
double checking whether he missed a pen or not.
Yeah,
Because people anger has boiled down to Wednesday as well, and he has missed the penalty on Saturday. People
yeah.
are still getting angry with that.
It's not
So
great. It's not
yeah.
great. Yeah, I think he's actually top for XG in the whole league. Although I must say, I think that's partly down to the penalty. The fact that he's only come away with 1 goal so far is a little disappointing. I think I remember in the first game of the season he missed an absolute sitter against Preston. I was watching the game and he missed one from like 3 yards out. It was very annoying. One interesting thing on Sheffield United, just to mention before I get your thoughts, is Hamer's been playing off the left and O'Hare's been playing in the 10. Now, Hamer's output has still been better than O'Hare's, but I really, I do wonder if it does impact him overall. Maybe he can be a little bit quieter out there on the left.
I didn't know that, but yeah, that could be.
Yeah,
I mean,
go on.
you can see the production has gone down a bit once he has made that switch. Sheffield United were much more attack minded, much more free flowing in the first two games. But since his tactical switch, his formation switch, they haven't been that much free flowing. And we get to see the Sheffield United of old, which is a bit worrying because they have signed all these attacking players, all these flair players, and if they are not attacking team, if they are going to be a defensive team, that doesn't make any sense because
They've been a
everyone in
fairly
the
attacking
squad
team. It's not been too bad, but
last two games
yeah.
last two games they haven't been that much attacking. Granted, they were facing Watford in the last game, but surely uh, against Norwich they also didn't do it. Against I think Barnsley against also in the cup match they started with this formation as well, and this 4-4-1-1. I don't like this formation from him, but I don't know whether he's trying too many things.
He's just trying to fit in Hamer and O'Hare and the other central mids. It's like trying to fit 4 central mids in the same team. So it's
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
one.
make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You signed attacking players. You signed Raksai. Let him play in the attacking wide positions. Otherwise, you can't get those goals. You will only get these 1-0s and on all this. I mean,
The only
yeah,
real
it's a weird
system
one.
where
It's a
you
weird one.
see like 2 central mids and 2 number 10s is where you end up playing 3 at the back, a bit like Palace, where you have the kind of the wing backs keeping the width, and then you have the 2 number 10s like Eze and Kamada have for Palace, and then the 2 central midfielders kind of anchoring things there. But obviously they're not playing like that. They're playing 4 at the back. So I think he should go to a 3 at the back, and because that can be quite an expansive and attacking formation. And I think that would maybe get the best out of O'Hare and Hamer. But hey, Chris Wilder's the football manager. I'm not, so there you go.
But is it so concerning that you're like thinking about selling?
No, I'm not thinking about selling.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about selling my 2 players, but if this continues, Hamer is on the chopping block for sure. I'm not selling Burrows because they're gonna have those clean sheet points and those free kick performance bonus and assists because he's such a decent enough player, and Sheffield United defensively has looked solid. And with Cooper there now, they seem to have solved their goalkeeping issues as well. So I'm not selling those defenders if you own, but if the attacking output doesn't improve, then Hamer is on the chopping block.
And I think it makes him a bit worse for Bonus being out there as well. He's not quite as involved. So, yeah. Middlesbrough as well have been a bit of an interesting case. Defensively, I'm ready to get rid of Engel. Like, they are far too leaky, and I wish I didn't even start with him.
They signed a new one, Borges, and after the horrific performance of Engel in the cup match, he's not starting anytime soon.
Yeah, and after banging on about it in pre-season, saying I don't rate him that defensively, I wish I didn't start with him, but I never found the money for like a Bogle or a Furper or something. I wish I did find the money for him. But one of the most impressive figures for Middlesbrough is Vinazaz, who I didn't start with. He is top of the league for chances created for key passes. I think he's got 12 so far. And he's looking like a good option. If you picked him, well done, because he seems to be the standout 8 million. Okay, so Latte Lath, is he one to keep hold of, or are you thinking of selling, Abhishek?
I think I'm holding him because I think his head is now in the right place. I mean, it was obvious for him because as a player you always want to play in the top leagues and chances don't come way often. And obviously he had a conversation with Michael Carrick and it was best for him to stay. But after nothing seems to be planning out, he asked. I think Carrick said, "Okay, come on down now. If nothing is happening, come on down now." And I think he rightfully started from the bench because there has to be some repercussions because everyone is preparing for the match, and suddenly you're saying that I'm not playing because I'm looking for a move. After, so it comes out of the blue. It disrupts the plans, the morality, the team morale as well. So it was rightfully he was benched, but I think he gets back his starting place quickly and as possible as next week, and he will start. So I think he's a hold. He's not a sell. Definitely, he's performing well. He is the target man. He will score goals.
He's been in and around the bonus as well, which is always encouraging.
Yeah.
One thing that I do know is that against Portsmouth, Middlesbrough got a penalty in the 90th minute, and Latte Lath, who was also on the pitch at the same time, did not take it. Conway took it. So that is important from a fantasy perspective, that when Conway is on the pitch, Latte Lath is not on the pens. So, one to monitor. Let's move on from Middlesbrough. A couple of just quick fire things just to mention as we go through. I'll ask your opinions about something in a minute, but I'm just going to mention a couple of things because we don't really need to talk about them that much, apart from giving them a very passing mention. Mark Harris for Oxford United has scored 4 goals already. One to maybe consider as a striker, but he is massively overperforming his expected goals numbers, as you'd expect from any striker who's scored 4 goals in 4 games, I guess. But just one to think about. He's very much their talisman. Did very well in League One last year. Maybe he's an option. Dembele, who Abhishek you own, I think is he top for key passes? He's either top or second for key passes. He is creating a lot of chances, albeit one of those was against Plymouth, who had 10 men for a while.
I'm just going to cut you. There is another Dembele signed for Oxford United. Sergi Dembele has signed, so you have to say which Dembele.
QPR
so
Dembele.
Better not confuse.
QPR
Dembele.
Yeah.
Go on.
So yeah, I'm just saying he's been very good in terms of creating chances, so he looks like a really good option. What else? What do you guys think about Duncan Watmore? 4 goals for him so far. Sustainable or not? No. Abhishek says no.
No, not at all.
I think I agree.
Josh Coburn has signed, so probably he's a much better option than Watmore. His time, I think, on the points, on the goal scoring column, seemingly is ending now because Coburn started for Millwall and scored on his debut match. So he's another different budget option you can call upon if you are tight for budget and forward options.
Fair enough. Coventry have disappointed so far, I think I'd say. They did well. Obviously, they got the win against Oxford United, but the attackers have struggled a bit there. Wait for them to hit form, presumably. The likes of Hattie, right? Yep. I want your opinions on Luton, lastly, I think. They are 23rd in the table. They have drawn 1 game and they have lost 3 games. What's going on? I had them down as title winners. Do you think they're in a void? Because they're coming into a decent run of fixtures. Let me just tell you what their fixtures are. Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth, Oxford United, the next 4.
I mean, it's not that they're not creating chances. They're creating chances. It's something that's not working for them. They're not scoring goals. I mean, they're not replicating the chance creation to goals, I guess. One thing I think they're missing, probably, I think no one is on the level of Barkley in that squad. They're missing Barkley badly, just in the middle of the park, controlling the engine of the room, taking along passes, taking from the passes from the defensive midfield defenders and pinging the balls to the wide man areas. They're missing that sort of a player. Hopefully, with the signings that they got now, and they have signed a defender, which was needed, I guess, and probably... Did they sign anyone to replace Barkley? I don't think so.
Don't think so. I think Chong is sort of maybe playing... Well, I suppose Chong was playing in the Premier League as well, but yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Their transfer window wasn't great. I thought they did keep most of their main players, but they didn't really bring anyone in of massive note. McGuinness, I guess.
Maybe they signed the German attacking midfielder. Hopefully, he can fulfill the role of Barkley from Mainz. They signed Walsh from Swansea as well. So hopefully these two can help. And another one they signed, I think he's coming in January, I think. So yeah, I mean, and they need to convert those chances because they have too many good players. I'm forgetting his name. Georgie is creating chances for fun.
Oh, yeah,
He's hogging all those performance bonuses, key passes. He's getting all those chances. Even if he gets an assist, he will have a haul. He will have a haul every week in, week out. And I just want somebody to get at the end of his passes and Luton to score a goal.
Yeah.
He's creating chances for fun, really.
Is he
I'm
like
surprised nobody
points
didn't go
imminent
for
guy,
him.
or
Say again, David.
is it like points imminent for the
Yeah.
but not for the other guys?
I hope it's points imminent for Adebayo. He's got
You would
no
hope
goals
so.
off 2.5 XG, so
How's Morris been
Yeah.
doing actually?
his numbers aren't as good as Adebayo. I don't think.
Oh.
I think Adebayo's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's he's on the penalties and he's getting.
Yeah.
I think last week he gets the performance bonuses as well. I mean, due to Kaminsky's stupidity, he got hauled off early against Portsmouth, but which I think was harsh on him. But I think his goals will come sooner rather than later. But for God's sake, somebody from Luton at least get a foot, head, knee, anything in on George's crosses so that he can get his points. I mean, he looks so
You know
good,
that
so
thing with posts and the crossbar and a net?
In the goal.
But it's a frustrating. It's a treat to watch George playing like that. But then it's a frustrating watch at the other end when now nobody gets a touch on his crosses or anything or like that. It's just
Could like
ridiculous.
a second defender for Luton be a thing? But good fixtures. As we don't know yet who will score, we can just gather clean sheet points for a while.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think. I don't know about who's played in the left hand side.
Oh, that's as in left centre back. Do you mean?
Yeah, left centre back or left back.
Well, obviously
whoever
left
is-
wing back's Doughty, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I can
But
check actually.
McGuinness has
Yeah.
come in, and I think he started the last game, so maybe McGuinness at 5.
but he is a centre back there.
Yeah,
Real
So-
Walters. He can be a decent option as well.
who played
Walters
right wing
the-
back at the weekend? Because Ugbene was playing there, and he's left. So
Walters played
Walters.
Okay, that's one to monitor then.
Yeah.
and Bell is like the most nailed one, I guess.
Yeah,
But like it doesn't get any more than clean sheet.
yeah, cool.
Oh, Adebayo is starting at front. Morris is at 10. Oh, interesting.
Right, I think that's enough Luton chat. So, before we move on to questions, are there any talking points that I've missed that you want to quickly mention, or should we just go straight on to questions?
I mean, we haven't talked about Hull.
I don't think there's anything to say
You
about
talk
Hull.
about Hull?
They're just bad, right?
They signed decent players.
Who? Casey Palmer, sure, he could be all right. Miller. Who else?
Rashford, Kamara. The list goes on.
Kamara.
Gustavo Cueta. He's the reigning Bundesliga champion. Chris Bedia.
I struggle to drum up any enthusiasm for Hull, I can't lie.
No, I think the likes of Palmer, likes of Miller, Abu Kamara, and Carl Rashford. These are the 4 players that I'm really interested to have a look in from Hull. Whether I'm playing cheaper keepers or away days, these are the 4. These are the players that I will have a watch list on when I play the Saint boosts.
Just one question: should we be looking more at Watford like attackers? They have scored lots of goals.
Chakvidadze and Kayembe are both okay. I think I prefer Chakvidadze of the two because he's really good on the key passes. And the chances created.
They signed Jefferson, so it remains to be seen how he performs.
They've
They've
got
worked a lot,
They've got 12
hard.
goals in the last 5 games.
and they've worked hard for him. So Jefferson can be a decent option, but remains to be seen how he performs. But as of right now, as Joel mentioned, those are the 2 options.
Yeah, they've been a bit of a surprise package, I have to say, in how well they've done. Yeah, for me, it's Chakvidadze and probably no one else at the moment.
Cool.
Chakradadze it was between him or Fellows for me in Game Week 3. I was tossing up between the two of them. It was quite a close call, so he's definitely an option. Yeah.
I mean, 3 points. Fellow scored 7 points. He scored 4 points, I guess. So
yeah, but in Game
3
Week 3,
points
Fellows
given
got 14 and Chakradadze blanked.
but before that, he got
Yeah.
a haul.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah, it's one of those two.
cool. Yeah, it would be interesting to see how Watford do. Obviously, Sheffield United was a tough fixture at the weekend, and whether it's hard to tell whether that was just because they had good fixtures that they did so well, or whether it's something that is encouraging for the rest of the season in terms of them maybe being a bit better than we expected them to at the start. But yeah, should we have some questions?
If they are, then are underpriced. But yeah, questions. First one from Gaffr Hoops. This is, I don't think we had this kind of question before. What would your 60-second overhaul in the championship game look like? Particularly interested in which Leeds asset you favor and the 3 forwards, excluding Little Laugh. Cheers, gents.
Okay, shall we split the positions between us? Someone take the defence, someone take the midfield, and someone take the attack?
Yep.
Just... Shall I take the boring defence? I'll take the boring defence.
I can take the defence.
You can take it if you want.
I'm the 4 players from defence. Do I have to tell 5 defenders and a goalkeeper, 6 players?
Yeah, go on
Or
then.
should I tell 4? Yeah. So in goal, I think Cooper stands out. It's going to be the Cooper...
60 seconds.
60,
Go,
yeah,
go, go,
60
go.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go.
Okay,
No explanation. Just say the names.
Yeah, so I think Cooper, Doughty, one of Fopo, Pires, and maybe Eiling.
Mm-hmm.
How many got?
And then
I need to say one more.
And then a fodder 4.0, presumably.
Yeah,
Like Elder.
maybe from
Elder. That's
4
nice.
point chef from Sheffield or Plymouth.
David, would you like midfielders or strikers?
I could go strikers.
Okay, midfield. Gosh, midfield's tough. Azaz. Jaden Anthony punt. Hamer. Dan James. We probably don't have the budget for this. Oh, no. Fellows.
Probably do, actually.
Fellows instead of Dan James. Maybe that's fine for the budget. So what was that? Hamer, Fellows, Anthony punt, Azaz. There you go. And the
Is
father.
that 5? Yeah. Who's your father?
Folks.
Okay, forwards. Maja, Mayenda, and I'll say Joseph. Still.
Cool. What was the rest of this question?
That's a decent overall.
The rest of his question?
Was there another part?
No, it was if he was just wondering if we were including or excluding Little Laugh.
Okay.
Really?
We're excluding Leicester.
We are apparently.
Still, we are out of the budget.
Well,
Do you think so?
I reckon it might be close.
Yeah. Like
I think
one
one-
mid.
Yeah, you had
down
two
and
cheap
then-
strikers,
I mean,
David. Yeah, we're
over.
fine. We're fine.
Yeah, I think
David
I think that would be good.
I
Yeah,
think we have 1.5 million over.
I think we're good.
we should check that. This is crazy. You can get that to good of a team now.
Yeah.
Okay, next
I mean,
question.
all my 5 defenders are pricey defenders. I went from one.
That's crazy. Yeah, who would even start? Yeah. Anyway, All Sports Adam. Going big on Sunderland and West Brom the way forward. I'm nicely set up this next game week, but they are doing well. Managed to bring in 2 from free transfers last game week, so he has 2 from Sunderland and West Brom. But he's asking if big on both of them is the way forward. I currently have none, and I'm looking to change that.
The big thing for me is don't think you should be taking hits for them and things like that. Don't be taking -4s and -8s for them unnecessarily. Like, they have good options. There are plenty of good options. If you have a good team, do not rip it up to get their players in. That's what I'd say. Like, Mayenda's a good option. Sunderland defenders are a good option. Fellows is a great option. Major's a good option. None of them are essential, basically, is what I'd say. So yeah, by all means, use transfers to get them in, fix your issues and get them in. Don't feel like you must be getting them in now. It's that's what I'd say anyway.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Next question is from James Wood. Who are the most interesting arrivals into the championship game after the transfer window closed and potentially underpriced gems?
Good question.
Palmer sticks out once he nails his starting spot. And I think
Did
Jaden
that?
Anthony.
Yeah, but like, wasn't it Baker or something that went to another club?
Yeah, Baker signed for Blackburn.
Is that a good one?
Speaking of Blackburn, Tom Lawrence, who's an ex-Norwich player, he's back. So he is back. I'm forgetting
Tom
his
Lawrence?
name.
Surely not.
Tom Lawrence or Tom?
Cleverly? No.
No, not cleverly.
Watford manager just taken a surprising turn and joined a rival club as a player.
No, not cleverly. Hold on.
Is this important to the pod, Abhishek? Does this matter?
Yes, Todd Cantwell is back.
Oh,
so
Todd
he can be an
Cantwell,
underpriced
really?
gem.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, so he can be an
I forgot about
underpriced
that
gem.
one.
Yeah, he signed for Blackburn, so
That is big.
he's definitely the one to watch, and along with Casey Palmer. So those are the two options for me. The one to watch.
But there were so many players, so that's if you pick those out of like the 20 players you wrote about last day, that you have to be good.
Yeah.
And he's how expensive is he? Can't find.
He's not in the game.
No.
Gaffr needs to add him.
Baker is though. He's 6 million.
Yeah.
He's not in the game yet. Yeah.
Well, I'm quite interested in Jaden Anthony, as we were talking about before. He's one that could be very interesting to me. Aside from that, I don't really know.
Is and the Wyman is signing? Or is it there at the start of the season?
I mean, he was there at the start of the season.
5.5.
Yeah.
5.5 and 18 points.
Yeah. He's got
Yeah,
goals.
and also I think Ohashi of Blackburn. We tend to not overlook Blackburn a bit, but they have a decent run of fixtures till 10.
Yeah, we just gave you 5 options from Blackburn all of a sudden, so yeah, you definitely go there now.
Blackburn, triple up, here we go.
Yes.
I mean, you already figuring, so that's one.
That's a good point.
I've seen double up with Pierce as well.
Yeah, so James, if you're
need
going
one
for new signings, go for Blackburn players. Yeah. Right. Next question.
Darren would be happy.
Yeah. Okay. Erik Næss Onstad. Will Luton come good? They will struggle, in my opinion. And also he asks about boost. So just the way this left, which MD match day has highest upside? You talked about this. Was it 14?
Yeah, I was looking in the afternoon today itself, and to me it feels like 14 seems like the best bet to play away days where the players from Leeds, either one of Leeds, Sheffield, Burnley, they don't play each other. But before any week you choose, before that that has a good away fixture. Let's say, for example, Leeds. Let's say Leeds. I'm thinking about playing in 12, right? Bristol. Burnley has QPR at home. You don't have an away days option. Then West Brom has Cardiff at home. That's not an option. Luton has Coventry at away. That's a tough fixture for Luton. Then Sheffield United has Stoke City at home. So these are the things before 14. A lot of teams have either home fixtures or they're playing each other or they have tough away games. So that's why I think 14 seems to be the optimal week to play away days. but Joel seems to have other ideas. He's playing in 7, I guess.
Yeah, I like 7. Leeds and Middlesbrough play at home that week, so it's not so good for those guys. But you've got Oxford United, Burnley. I'm hoping to at least know a bit more what the deal is with Burnley by then. Plymouth against Luton. Doughty, great option. Please come good, Adebayo. And then Sheffield United are away to Portsmouth. West Brom are away to Sheffield Wednesday. Norwich away at Derby. So
Sorry for
Sargent
the
could be
bike.
good. That's okay. So yeah, I'm doing it in 7. I'm not necessarily saying it's the optimal game because there are some uncertainties about some of the teams, but there are some just great fixtures in terms of they're playing really weak teams away. So I like 7, but I'm not saying 14's bad at all. I haven't seen the 14 fixtures actually, but just having a quick look at them now. Yeah.
Apart from Burnley, West Brom,
Yeah, it's playable. Yeah,
majority of the
it's
teams.
playable.
Yeah.
With Leeds, going big on Leeds and Sunderland maybe. Sheffield United maybe. Yeah, it's definitely playable. But yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I was just like looking at the questions because it says there's 7 questions, but I can only find 6 comments. But I think the one that's gone is the one we're asking about Hazard's points. So
Yeah, Flair
Oh, yeah.
disappointment because you didn't play Jeeper Keepers on the right week. That's why you didn't get the points.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hard luck
no.
for you, man.
Played in
Hard
game
luck
week
for
That a
you.
reason? Oh, man.
And not
Yeah,
game
you
week 3.
played the wrong week, so hard luck for you.
Oh.
We can't say anything about that apart from commiserations.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and last question for the EFL. Latalat, should we all get rid of him? Done bugger all recently. He's expensive.
I think we've talked
I
about
think
him.
we have covered.
We've covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all.
Cool. Right, let's talk about game week 5 plans then. That's the question time graphic. Abhishek, your team is up first. I think we're going reverse order here.
Okay. Yeah, I think as you guys can see, I have pretty similar. I don't know what my transfers will be as of right now. I have to see. May have to get much more information. Have to take. Have let the international games get finished. Then I can see what moves that I can do. But as of right now, I think probably I'm gonna roll towards game week 6. In terms of captaincy, I might persist with Dembele again because he has Sheffield Wednesday away, and he may change the vice captain to Chuck Vidadze, but they're facing Coventry. If Latalat is fine and his head is fine, then I think the vice will be put on Latalat. But yeah, as of right now, I think I think I will start with Cummings in goal. My 3 defenders will be Firpo, Doughty, and Burrows. 4 midfielders will be Dembele of QPR, Chuck Vidadze, Hamer, and Whittaker. One last game probably, I think, for Whittaker before I get another Leeds attacker or someone else. And my front 3 is Sinclair, Armstrong, Latalat, and Morris as of right now. But I am keeping a close watch on Josh Coburn, because I kind of liking him moving to Millwall and straight away starting as just centre forward. So Langstaff is certainly not yet up to full speed in the championship. So need to get a good return from Coburn. I think Millwall has a decent run of fixtures. After 5, they face QPR, Preston, Cardiff, Derby, Plymouth in the next 6. Only tough fixture is West Brom or 9. So yeah, that's my team. That's my squad for 6.
Cool. Is mine. Problems. It's probably Engel to Burrows, I think, as an away day 7 defender. Other problems. The thing is, Rodoni's a problem. Whittaker I also want to get rid of soon. And I think I was thinking of moving towards 4-3-3.
How many
but
players you gonna play with away days?
I'll probably have 11, or certainly have 11. But yeah, I'm pretty close. I think I might be able to do it with 0 hits, or maybe just 1.
Nice.
Yeah, I was looking at going towards 4-3-3 because Rodoni's not really doing it for me, but getting Adebayo over Majum may have screwed that slightly. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's most likely going to be Engel to Burrows, I think, and then probably Whitaker will go the week after. Captaincy, fellows, I don't know. I'm having a real issue with captaincy at the moment. I've had 0 returns in my 4 games. 0 captaincy returns.
We haven't talked about it. You have no returns.
I've just had 3 latte laugh bonus points, and that's it.
Oh man,
It's been an issue that needs to be fixed ASAP. So yes, David.
yeah. I need to make transfer because I need to remember that this game doesn't carry off to 5 transfers. You just have to have 2. So it would be nice to could roll this international break, but I need to do something. And to be honest, I haven't paid much attention to like who was actually doing well. I just looked at my team and like who was getting points for other people's teams, but actually which teams are like doing well football wise. And like learning about Sunderland now makes me want some of their players, at least one. So my first thought was like maybe go more to Mayenda, maybe, because I want to keep Foster for the Portsmouth game, and Joseph I think I can keep as well. But like I wasn't sure if I would keep Whitaker for one more game or go to the midfielder for Sunderland instead. But I feel there are many other options in midfield and in striker for example, Jin Anthony, as we talked about. But yeah, I think right now, before the international break, I think more is going for Mayenda and probably be my vice captain for Hamer if I'm not going for Doughty again. I went vice captain on him last week and didn't pay off, but it could pay off against Millwall, I guess. I'm not sure. It's a bit many questions, but yeah, I think that's about it. I'm just keeping Engel on the bench for now, as I have 3 starting defenders. So
fair enough. Good stuff. I think that brings us to the end of this episode. So thank you very much for watching and listening, everybody. Any final words from you two before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we can talk about the mini league of ours, who are in the top 3 as of right now. Hold on, let me get it up. Okay, so the top 3 is our good friend of the pod, FPL Trini. He currently has 386 points, so he is the number 1 in our Felix Memorial Cup this time around.
He's also second overall, by the way.
Yeah, he's second overall. No gel. He's second. He is a little bit behind Trini. He is currently on overall point of 343. And then I think fellow QPR guy, DMAC QPR.
Oh yeah.
He's 340 points. He's 3rd place. So that's the top 3 of Felix Memorial Cup.
Yeah, and both Daniel and DMAC are in 11th and 12th overall, so they are doing very well for themselves.
Yeah, so our league has overall top 10 players, top 12 players. That's nice to see.
Good stuff. Well done to you guys. And yeah, we'll see if you can keep hold of those top spots. Our league is very well populated, I saw. Lots of people in, so good to see.
All right.
So yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. And yeah, great. Well, in that case, let's wrap this one up then. And we'll see you all soon. Watch out for that Super League episode on its way as well. And yeah, we will be back at some point to discuss more Championship content. But until then, it's goodbye from me.
Ha det bra.
Namaste from me.